Most people have the idea that our chronological age is the precise numeric indicator of our biological age and youthfulness and vitality. And unfortunately, this belief really limits the way we look at our youthfulness and progress through our lives. I remember when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I was living with heavy emotional trauma that was weighing me down and keeping me from being content and happy and living my life to the fullest. Because of my chronic state of anger and melancholy, as well as my tendency toward idealism, I found myself counting the years and becoming more and more desperate to fully enjoy my life during the period that most would consider their golden years, the 20s. Every year, there was this growing sense of urgency in me to get out there, make friends, and have a good time. But this was impossible, being constantly distracted by my anger from the past. I organized this golden age personally in my mind by age. I wanted to make the most out of my life from 18 to 23. That was my concept. Because that's what I considered to be my early 20s. And I felt that once I would reach 24, it would be kind of too late because that's not really what I considered my early 20s anymore. I saw 24 as the precipice of my mid-20s, which I considered to be this other stage of youth, the later stage of youth. It just seemed different to me. So here I was at 23, standing in line to get into this underground club venue and hoping that this year will be it. This will be the year I'll make some friends for once and enjoy my youth and have a life. And sadly, after another year of going out by myself and not making friends in a very effective way, not having a good routine for myself, I realized just how difficult it is to make friends at events like this that don't happen regularly. By 24, I had a collection of strangers on my Facebook who I never hung out with, and a childhood trauma that still needed healing, and a chronological age that I no longer considered to be particularly young at that time. And the truth is, I had just wasted 7 years of my life being angry and aging in the process because I had this issue, this really bad, really heavy, major problem that happened to me when I was 16. And it just took me so many years to get over that. So it was a trauma, little t trauma, but major. But then later on in life, I discovered the incredible longevity research from the scientist David Sinclair. And my perspective on age and aging radically changed. I watched an interview of him explaining the science of aging and why our chronological or numeric age doesn't always correlate with our biological age. In other words, how old we are actually in terms of vitality and length of life. That's what the vitality age is, or biological age. He explained that aging is a complex process that is influenced by many factors beyond just the mere passage of time. Factors like diet, exercise, sleep, climate, and stress. So here are some main points to take away. Nobody ages at the same, based on his research, nobody ages at the same rate in spite of chronological numeric age. We exhibit signs of aging in part due to genetic predispositions, but mostly because of our lifestyle, actually. Researchers have identified, I think genetics influences our aging by about 15 or 20%. It's not very much. Researchers have identified various biological markers that can provide insights into biological age, such as telomere or telometer, I guess, telometer or telometer length, which are the protective caps at the end of chromosomes. Epigenetic modifications, so changes in gene expression, inflammatory markers, and levels of certain hormones. These markers offer a more accurate assessment of a person's aging status than chronological age alone. Many people, in fact, regularly test their blood to find out their biological age and discover that they are either many years older or many years younger than their numeric age. In fact, David Sinclair himself was once biologically 50 when he was still in his 30s, chronologically. I once saw an Instagram post by him that showed his bio age result, and it read that it was 44 years old when he was chronologically 50 years old. This was a few years ago when I looked at this. So he was 5 years younger in terms of his vitality. So really, your age also depends on how you physically feel as well as your attitude. The amount of energy you have every day, how many push-ups you can do, how long you can run, and so forth are some indicators of your vitality. If you get rid of the limiting idea that your age depends solely on the number of years you've been alive, you can add years to your life in a sense by letting yourself live like a kid again, or like a teenager again, or like your 20s again. And with the right routine, you can suspend and even reverse aging so that your youthful mindset becomes a reality. David Sinclair teaches this in his research and his books and works. So I had personally taken the biological age blood test using the services that he's once suggested, particularly a company like Inside Tracker. They offer on their website different packages for this. This is one of the companies David recommends and uses. Look for their inner age kit for their most affordable test. It's not that cheap anymore, but that gives you the simple age vitality test as well as some indications of your vitamin stores and what kind of vitamins and minerals you may need that may be deficient. So overall, the idea that chronological age is just a number underscores the importance of focusing on overall health and well-being rather than solely on the number of years lived. So by adopting a healthy lifestyle, like these practices, healthy lifestyle practices, and cultivating a more positive mindset, you can enhance your quality of life and prolong it. Instead of identifying yourself with your numeric age, you can simply say that you're young, or that you're in your 20s or 30s, or whatever decade you're in, instead of specifying it. Why do you have to specify it when you don't really know how old you really are in terms of vitality? And if your biological age is younger than your numeric age, then you could just go by that instead of your numeric age. Pretty cool concept, right? Sabe sata suki hontu.